YouTube, I am Kimberly B, as you can see below. So this year I will be a junior majoring in art, and then my concentration will be in intermediate. And without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get to my 10 tips for a successful start to your college experience. To stop. So, tip number 1 that I have for you all is to pretty much act and be as your own parent. And by this, I'm saying that it's time for us to take responsibility for ourselves, and the fact that we are at college, you know, our parents are no longer there, but it'll be times where you'll have to buckle down on yourself and, you know, dictate whether you should or should not do certain things. For instance, when I was a freshman, we had Thirsty Thursdays, and yeah, if you're at college or, you know, just hear about it or whatever, you know what that is. But yeah, you go out on Thursday night and you stay out, but I knew dang well I had 8 a.m. on Friday morning. But in that instance, it's time for you to be your own parent and say, should I go out or should I stay in, because I know I have to wake up in the morning. Do I go and buy these new shoes, or do I make sure I have my laundry quarters? Do I don't know, the list goes on and on and on. Do we need to be more responsible financially as well as in general, waking up on time and such, things of that such. So be your own parent. The second tip that I have for everyone is to ditch and put aside that prideful ego that you have of your own. And by this, I definitely mean to ask for help anytime you may come into, well, I won't say like anytime, you know, because like you learn how to take care of yourself a little bit more as you are out there, but don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it. Within your college campus, they have many resources there, and people are specifically there and dedicated to help you out if you're ever in a situation where you may need some help. Whether that is going to the tutoring center when you know that you're falling off in a class, that's going to the student counseling center if you need help in that sense, or the list goes on and on and on. Be proactive and utilize the resources that are available for you there on campus to help you out in the long run, because if you just put it to the side and you're like, nah, I'll be alright, you know, it might be a bigger issue in the long run when there are people there to help you out. So ditch your pride. The third tip that I have for you all is to go to class. It is absolutely imperative. Can't stress it enough. It's the easiest way for you to fall off within a class, not going to class. I mean, I understand if you're sick, you're throwing up and snot nose and you're gonna get everybody else sick. Okay, now you may need to stay in your room and email your professor and let them know. Like, some professors, they really don't care. Like they don't care whether you're sick or not. They give you a certain amount of days that you have, well, absences that you do have in order to use, and then from there, unless it's like a, you know, like you're in the hospital for like 3 weeks or something, then you could go further into that. So definitely just going to class is the main thing of importance. And as well, by missing class, you do lose a lot of money each time. College ain't cheap. I don't care who paying for it or how, it's not cheap. Go to class, go to class, go to class, okay? The fourth tip that I have for you all is not to rush into picking a major. I know for myself and for many other people, you might feel like the pressure is on prior to getting into college, that you need to have it figured out and know it all and know what you're going for and stuff, because you don't want to end up wasting time in the long run. But in fact, if you go into your freshman year, you get a major just because you just need to have one, at least you feel that way, you might actually end up losing time and money in the long run. In my situation, I have just switched my major from art education, and then now I'm just solely focusing on art. But due to that, some of the classes that I did take during my freshman year to go towards my art education degree, now those are listed in my account as electives rather than actual courses that are going towards the major. So if you're not exactly sure what you want to do, don't go right ahead and pick a major. You could utilize your first year in taking your general studies courses, and then if you feel like you might have an idea of what exactly you're trying to do, then you can go ahead and start taking some of the classes that might apply to the major that you might be choosing. Definitely don't rush to pick one. You do have at least the first year to be an undetermined major if that's what you like to do, and then from there utilize your freshman year as well to get to know yourself and the things that you like, and as well like look into your interests and then talk with your advisor as well. Then pick a major, because you don't want to waste that time. The fifth tip that I have for you all is to definitely get involved on campus from the start. So during your freshman year, at the beginning, particularly within the first semester, a lot of times they have a lot of freshman-oriented events that are predominantly solely for the freshmen, and you should definitely take the time out to get out of your room and go to those events. But yeah, attending these events during your freshman year is a nice way for you to get to know some of your peers and your potential classmates. It's also another way to network with other students as well as the other faculty and staff at your university. And as well, it's a possibility that you might get some connections to certain organizations that you could look into joining eventually, you know. As well, getting involved and actually participating in some of the things that they have available for you guys could help you in meeting other people, as said before, but solely so you're not feeling homesick and stuff if you're one of those type of people, you know. I didn't feel homesick. I was so happy to be gone. But I mean, of course I miss my family, but you know, yeah. I was happy. The sixth tip that I have for you all is to stay persistent and committed to your courses, even when it gets hard. The worst thing that you could do is during a setback is just to give up. I actually myself have been in some situations where I felt like it just wasn't gonna get any better for a class, and then in the long run you're losing money and you're gonna end up having to either take it again or it's just gonna drop your GPA. Well, it's gonna affect your GPA in the first place. So definitely, in the times if you ever have any setbacks, don't give up. Definitely use your resources as said before and continue to press on even if it gets hard. The seventh tip that I have for you all is not to bring your entire room. I mean, you get to go see your room during the tours and all that and stuff before you go to college, but when you actually get there, you'll realize that you really don't have a lot of space for all of this stuff if you're in a freshman style dorm that doesn't have a lot of space. For me and my roommate freshman year, we had our beds risen. And as well, we had an old school dorm too, so we couldn't even raise our beds like some of the newer ones can. You can get it as high as I don't know where I'm going with that. But anyways, we had a lot of stuff pushed up underneath our beds, and then you have the dressers and the closet and stuff. But I felt like our room was pretty congested, so one thing, just make sure that you're taking everything that you do need, but as well, consider your space when you're deciding exactly what you want to bring to the school, because you might not have that much space. So the eighth tip that I have for you all is to take the time to get to know yourself during your freshman year so that you can figure out your exact goals and what you're trying to do for yourself prior to getting all up into relationships and stuff. I am actually going to do a separate video all about relationships and all that good stuff coming up. So I'm not going to go too far into it, but anyways, long story short, I think that it's a really good idea that you take the time to get to know yourself and your standards and the things that you want for yourself within your college career first, and focus solely on school first while you're there so that you don't get off track or anything of that sort. The ninth tip that I have for you all is to value the opportunity that you have been afforded to you, whether you're paying for it through loans or it's getting paid for through scholarships. It's important that you go hard and you do everything that you can during your freshman year, because this is pretty much setting the tone for your years prior, you know. So you want to do a great job when you first get there. You know, you have a clean slate as far as your GPA, and even if you weren't the best during high school, you have a new opportunity, a fresh start for you to do well in college. So definitely just make sure that you're staying committed to your courses. The final tip that I have for you all is to have your fun, but always remember why you are really here. So that's all I have for you guys. Subscribe to stay in touch and to see the rest of my college series, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.